Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnacki from Eyes on Cricket. You might find it hard to hear me. I'm in a place called the Coogee Pavilion. You'll see a lovely whale behind me, and you'll see a whale of a time over here. Whale of a time. Let's follow me. We're going to follow our way out. I've just been here frequenting the place, and I thought I'd start in an unusual spot. It's a magnificent place, really nice. So we're going to go outside now. Yeah, so Eyes on Cricket is going to be here at this particular place tonight. Well, we're going to go outside. In fact, we look like it's raining outside. Isn't that just great? Sydney it is freezing out here. It's decided to rain after. So, just leaving this place now, guys. We're waiting on Adam Hollyoak to join us and Mervyn Richards. They're the two people that are going to be joining us tonight. I had some meetings inside, so naturally enough, I couldn't be. When we walked into this place here behind me, you can see, when we walked in there, it was actually not raining. Now it is raining. So what we've got here behind us is Coogee Beach, which is an amazing beach, as you know, but this is nighttime, rather late, so I'll be going to my car now. So this is rather unusual, isn't it? So everyone, I can see official size online. I can see Nitin Sharma. A number of people are there, so I'm just going to make our way. Again, Adam Hollyoak is meant to be coming online, so I'm actually going to jump into the car here, guys. So we'll just quickly get inside the car. I'm sure you didn't expect this to be the case, but never a dull moment on the show, is there? We have different situations occurring all the time, so it's going to go getting a phone handed to me. That's good. Okay. All right. All right, so the theme of today's show is around first and foremost, a debrief of the game that we've just had in India, obviously the third ODI, with a series of other matches which we've seen, which has included the 5 T20s and, of course, the Test series. In each one of those 3 series, India has been able to successfully win the series in quite incredible, emphatic circumstances. In fact, rather unusual, and something you don't normally expect, but certainly something that we'll have to expect more of, because India are going to win a hell of a lot more series. So I can see, come to India for live coverage. Now, Nitin Sharma, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but in terms of the IPL, not only are there no fans going to enter the grounds, nor will there be any form of media. There may be some commentary. I don't even think the commentary will be there. That may be offside as well. So it's going to be a very, how can I describe it, a very isolated, very desolate-looking location for the IPL. So there's a series of locations, as you know. At this point, the entire series, which is from April 7th to May 30th, will not have any form of crowd and or media. So it's a rather restrictive set of circumstances, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to sort that out. So I'm waiting for Adam Hollyoak. I'm just going to find out where he is, because he said he was going to come. Adam Hollyoak, of course, is a regular on our show, but he actually has another occupation which involves his boxing. He has his mixed martial arts boxing and out and out boxes. He actually has both, and that's an amazing feat of his. I'm just going to quickly get him on deck. I apologize, guys, for this. Normally he would be on there without a doubt. I'm just going to say whether Adam's coming. Adam's meant to be here. Mervyn Richards is also another person who will be here. But if we have just me, well, then that'll be fine as well. Okay. Let's look at some of the questions. Ash, I thought this was tomorrow. What's tomorrow? What are you talking about? Good afternoon, Norman. What was that question? Wow, great. Okay. Don't think Norman is coming over for the IPL. Well, that's, as I said to you, if the conditions were, there's 2 reasons why I'm not coming. The first one is the COVID-19 restrictions on media throughout the whole IPL series. It looks rather doubtful. Hopefully by the World Cup it's right. Also have the other complication, which you all know, it's about my mother. My mother is actually not well, and I'm not in a mood to go away from her. I'd hate for me to land in India and then for her to pass away while I'm away. So that's holding me back too, to be very, very honest with you. I think most of you will understand it. Norman, your stylish star. Am I? Okay, I'm not sure what that. I don't know what's stylish about me. My hair's a bit of a mess and not in the best of moods. States, at least. Okay. All right. So primarily this discussion is around the situation, both looking back and looking forward. I wanted to talk a lot about the likes of Virat Kohli and Rishabh Pant. There's been a lot of commentary about Rishabh Pant. In fact, Sri Harsha Cricket, which is a collaborator of mine, put up a lot of statistics about Rishabh Pant. And in fact, Inzamam Ul-Haq, the famous Pakistani batsman, was very significant in the way that he went about things. He actually had some very strong words to say about Rishabh Pant. And when you compare Rishabh Pant to Adam Gilchrist, or other such keepers of that note, or any other keeper that's had that ability to win matches, he believes, and a lot of other people believe, that Rishabh Pant is on a steady trajectory to being a very much a legendary player. If he continues to score runs at important matches as he has, even with the last ODI, admittedly his innings did not win the match alone, but it set the match up. There was significant innings that he put together. And once he turned some of those 70s and 80s and early hundreds into 150s and 200s, unlike an Adam Gilchrist, we'll see the best of him coming through. So let's look at some of the questions. Norman, may your mother recover soon. Praying for her. I do appreciate this. It's, as you would all know, it's not much fun having a mother deteriorate in front of you, and certain aspects of her just seem to be at its worst, and I feel very sad about that. And I must admit there's something that I don't want anyone else to go through, but when you do, it's something is something more of a personal thing. And I'm the only guardian of hers. I have no other relatives in Sydney other than me. I have my son, of course, but he and I would be the ones that would take care of her longer term until she either improves or unfortunately doesn't improve. Norman, today, no debate. No debate? You mean no one I'm going to debate with? Well, we might have someone to debate with in a minute. We'll just wait for Adam and or Mervyn to come on deck. What advantage for the Delhi Capitals? And just for information about who is the captain of Delhi Capitals. Well, Delhi Capitals, as you know, Shreyas Iyer has been announced as the captain, but they have a bevy of players on that side. If I'm not wrong, they have Rahane, they have Steve Smith, they have a number of capable players that could well take up the mantle of captain. Even Rishabh Pant himself, I believe, is another player that's in that Delhi Capitals side. So effectively, the captaincy, although it hasn't been officially announced, I'm pretty sure you'll find that they'll have enough captains to take care of it. And Shreyas Iyer could play a role in an injured form as a captain off the field, and perhaps have a person on the field that'll duel with him. That's also possible. With Ashar Islam, I'm backing Chennai Super Kings in the IPL since its inception. Well, that's great. And they have certainly had a lot of great when they've got a guy like MS Dhoni. It certainly is significant. Yes. Okay. All right. So, yes, that's another aspect of it. So, we're looking at a situation there where we're waiting for Adam to come. If he doesn't come, guys, we may have a rather short session, though, which is very unusual for me, but we might do that. Shreyas Gayathri, all Australian cricketers just full of attending to join the two bubble. In India for okay. There are players coming across for the bubble. The Indian bubble is not the full 2 weeks, as far as I believe it's only 6 days, which doesn't make any sense because to me, a 2-week bubble is a 2-week bubble whether you're in Australia or any other country. I can't comprehend why India only has a 6-day turnaround. In fact, it's raining like cats and dogs here, guys. So we may attempt to move on from here in a minute as well. So I can't do that while I'm driving there. All right. So where is your friends? I have lots of friends, guys. Adam Hollyoak and Mervyn Richards are both supposed to be on here. They haven't turned up. I've gone live without them. Adam Hollyoak could well be entertainment. If I talk long enough, these guys will come. Don't worry. So, but there's nothing wrong with me talking by myself, guys. I'm going to get cranky if you don't want me to talk to you. My God, I've done it earlier. I've done a report about the newspapers today. You saw the Guardian, the Independent, and a whole range of other papers have talked very highly about England's efforts in the match, even though they were exacerbatedly in vain. They didn't get across the line, but came excruciatingly close, you could argue, in the last match. They could easily have won that ODI and won the series. But overall, India's been clearly the favourites and have delivered as well. The point being that India are now pretty much officially number one in all formats. Tests, T20s, and ODI, which is a magnificent feat. Has not happened very often. I think Australia might have done it once or twice, but not many other countries have done that. So, Norman, whatever you say, the champions will be Mumbai Indians. Now, look, the Mumbai Indians clearly, pound for pound, will probably be very close to the winners of this competition yet again. It'll be the third year in a row. The reality is that's an impossibility in terms of odds. Odds are telling you that won't happen, not because they're not good enough, but that's the way things go. In fact, the reality will be that you'll have not the Mumbai Indians, but I think personally the Delhi Capitals. They're saying Bangalore, they haven't quite got their act together. So I would return back to a team like Delhi Capitals. They seem to have the goods and they've got the experience, even though they've lost Shreyas Iyer. Virat Irani, no, not in ODIs. What's this? What are you saying here? As per ranking, it is still England. I believe that new ranking system has not yet updated. So that's my belief. I've been told quite strongly that that's the case. But we'll take your word, Barama, that maybe they're not, but they really deserve to be because they've just beaten England. Mumbai are the favourites yet again, and the best team definitely still will be rooting for my favourite, the Royal Challengers Bangalore. And we all do, but they have not yet won a competition, as you know, and Mumbai Indians have. But odds are against a team winning it that frequently, to be very honest with you. So we're going to have a hell of a lot of IPL coverage every day throughout the IPL leading into it. So don't worry, that's certainly going to be the case. Hope Kohli plays a significant number of matches for KKR this year's IPL. Well, he deservedly should be. He should have been there for the Test, ODI and T20 series more as well, you would argue. I think he might have a lot to prove in that particular competition, so we'll wait and see. Waiting for Pune team to come, that I can support. Till then, it's Mumbai Indians. Yes, well, Pune are meant to be coming in next season, I believe. That's the position of that at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. Shreya Garathri, Norman's show for Delhi, show in all for team in the IPL. So I didn't quite get that. So the reality is we'll be showing, actually, we will be going through the teams yet again as we get close to April 7th. It's only about 8 or 9 days away. So we'll go through the teams, maybe 2 a day, 1 a day, we'll see. So yeah, that's right. Music Harmony's right. That Pune will come in next year, along with another side. I'm just forgetting that other side is offhand, but Pune's in. I'm not sure the other side. Can you guys tell me what the other side is? There's another side. My memory's gone. Who the other side is coming in with Pune? Please, Music Harmony, do a bit of checking if I can do my homework for me. So that's the reality. All right. So do you have an IPL team which you support? Me. I've told people before, I have a bit of a soft spot because of my relationship to Kolkata. I had a lot to do with the actual city of Kolkata. I was kind of partial to the Kolkata Knight Riders. I think they had also Simon Kadich was involved with the coaching, and he was a good friend of mine. So I also was sided by him. The reality is that Ahmedabad, someone's saying Ahmedabad, is Ahmedabad another team? So Ahmedabad and Pune. Okay. So KKR was my team, but I have a lot of time for Mumbai Indians, and also because of Dhoni's influence on the Chennai Super Kings, definitely as well. But I think personally, based on what I'm seeing player-wise, the Delhi Capitals will be the team. So that's the team that I believe will win. That's my pick. Not necessarily my favourite or my favoured team, but I believe they're the ones that will probably have the most impact. Chris Vernon's biggest fan. How are you, Norman? So my God, Chris Vernon's now got a fan club, one that says he's his biggest fan, and Chris Vernon himself. It's getting out of hand, guys. Really, you should all join up together and make one mega Chris one. Okay. So we've got Ray saying go to a brighter place. I think you've seen enough of me to know what I look like. So it may be dark here, but I think we're doing okay. All right. So any questions you like to ask about the IPL, we're going to try and deliver. We're certainly going to bring team by team matchups. We've done that earlier. We gave you a bit of a precursor to the IPL. We gave you the auction period of the IPL. Now we're going to be into, effectively, there's nothing stopping us now. It's IPL mode, effectively from this time on through to end of May. We'll obviously talk about the World Test Championship, which is in June 8th at Ajaz Bowl or Rose Bowl there in Hampshire's area, the Southampton area. We'll be talking about it as well. Clearly, we can still debrief on the ramifications of the Test, ODI and T20 series that England and India have performed. and even go back as far as the Australian series, still have the impact. I was meant to be interviewing today with a partner. A partner was supposed to join me. We're going to interview people on the street to talk about the way the ODI went. We'll probably do that tomorrow. In fact, it's raining. It's been pretty ordinary weather this afternoon in Sydney, in Australia. I'll be on Wednesday morning, or at least Wednesday morning my time. It'll be very early Wednesday morning your time. I'll be going live at 7:15 a.m., which is effectively, oh my gosh, it's very early where you guys are. It's 1:45 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday. I'll be going live with some people in a magnificent backdrop in the Gold Coast. Both Sam and Paul Carter and Pat and I were creating what we call our awesome foursome. We'll be delivering an update from the fans' perspective on cricket all the way around. So that's good. Okay. All right. We're just closing the door there. All right. So as you know, hello. Hang on. I've got a guest here. Hang on. Let me open the door here. Aparna Saini.
Hey, Norman, what are you doing back here? I just saw you. I was like,
come and join us. Come in the car. Come in the car. Come in the car. Come in the car. Isn't that ridiculous? Aparna doesn't live that far away, and she was must be part of the show, but she's going to join us now in the back of the car. This is hilarious. This is one of those unusual shows where you have guests coming in. Say hello, Aparna.
hey.
We'll turn the engine off, shall we? Put your back. We've got a backlight there.
This is cool. This is our little studio.
This is our little mini studio, guys. Can you all see us? Here comes the party. Yes, Chris Ferner, biggest fan. Who is Chris Ferner's? Is that? I bet you that's really Barnstead boy. That's actually. Can you get some more light?
That? Yeah, more light.
Yeah, on you.
On me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. That's perfect. Now you're looking holy. Okay, that's all right. So the reality is the partner's here as well. Isn't that impromptu? How about that for an instantaneous? We were hoping Adam Hollyoak was here. We were also hoping that the likes of Mervyn Richards. So we're going to wait for those guys. They're meant to be coming on. It'll be maybe Monty will come on. Monty rather has the shine to coming on the show when lovely ladies like Aparna and Pretty are on. So we had actually put your hand up. Now I want you to put your hand up in the chat box. Who actually was here this morning from 4:30 my time through to 7? We were on deck for 2.5 hours. We had no less than 33,000 viewers. I'll repeat that: 33,000 viewers. Amazing amount. So I'm Huffy. Hang on. Sherry Gayatri is saying I'm a huge fan of Pretty and Vernon, as in Chris Vernon. His name's not Vernon, his name's Chris. So you're a huge fan of Pretty and Chris. Who is coming on, Ray? Well, we've got Aparna Saini here.
You can't see me.
No, can you see?
Hey, hi guys. Can you see me? I hope you can.
So I'll just go a bit closer to the camera. That's
yeah. Hello, how are you? Lovely audience. I think they can see me now.
Official side, you were there too. You've been online. You have certainly been online. Ray, are you happy now? Can you see Aparna? Now, Adam Hollyoak is someone who is a cherished part of our group. He should be on. I'm a bit annoyed. And I'm not annoyed. He should be on. He promised to be on, but he did have some other commitments. Let me just see. You might have messaged me. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm going to ask Pretty. Pretty's here. Come join us, Pretty. Join. So we'll get Pretty on as well. Pretty's not in the car, so don't worry.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be pretty. That would be pretty hard. Do you want to know a secret, guys? I'll tell you a little secret. It's Pretty's birthday on the 31st of March. We're going to celebrate big time, and you will not. I'll repeat, you will not believe where she will be. She will not be in Beverly Hills in California. She'll be in America still, but she'll be the furthest point from where the mainland is. I think there's still America. Does that give you a big enough hint? Let's see if you can guess where that is. Where do you think, Aparna? Where's the furthest point from mainland America, but is still America? And it's not Alaska, which is another point. And it's not American Samoa. That's too far. Somewhere else that's actually a state of America. California's a part of the mainland, silly.
Let me act dumb at least.
Starts with H.
Oh,
No, not Alaska, not Guam. Actually, Bahram's Irani's first point was, what's that say? There we are. That's where she'll be.
oh,
Now, I don't know. I may have let the cat out of the bag. She may not be telling anyone that. Maybe I've told the whole world that she's going to be there, but that's where she's going to be. This is the best channel for cricket analyze. Thanks, Chris Vernon's biggest fan club. I don't know who Chris Vernon's biggest fan club is, but we'll find out. So, Aparna.
yes.
What? Come to the light. Okay, that's better. Okay. Come in close. Okay. Now, don't do that. You look like a ghost.
I know, I was trying to do that.
So, okay, Aparna. What's your favourite IPL team?
Kolkata Knight Riders.
We're both Kolkata Knight Rider fans. Why is that?
Well, I'm from actually Delhi, so I should really support Delhi Daredevils. But
They Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, sorry. But the thing is that, I'm a huge fan of Shah Rukh Khan as well. So.
Aha. So you think by being a fan of Shah Rukh Khan, that means you've got to go for Kolkata Knight Riders?
And Saurav Ganguly, so.
Well, okay. Saurav Ganguly and your sister, of course, is a big fan. So the reality is that we'll probably get some attention. Well, I'm a KKR fan, yes, I must admit. Can you get comfortable? Can you get comfortable?
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to take your frame.
No, please take the frame. Take the frame. I just want to be able to see you. Okay, so we're waiting on. So that is the answer. That is where I'm going to work how to click this off now. All right, let me. Okay, all right. So Bahram Irani, you are right. It is Hawaii, but we didn't tell you. If Pretty comes on the phone, let her tell us. We'll act like we don't know. All right. Is that fair enough? Okay. So, cricket lover, are you there? I'm from Tokyo, diehard fan of Mumbai Indians. Wait a minute, a fan from Tokyo? Yuda Kuriam Patnak? You're from Tokyo, Japan.
Wow.
What time is it in Tokyo, Japan? That's a bit of a hike to our show. Yeah. Music. Alexander Choi Shakib in for Nareen. Now, you've lost me there. So we've got Alexander Choi Shakib. Oh, these are different people, aren't they? For Nareen. Okay. Or Narayan, I should say. Narayan's had an amazing short form career, obviously coming from the West Indies, part of the CPL, I think the PSL as well at one stage, the IPL. He's a perennial player. I think I wouldn't say he's past his best, but he's probably more of a person who's been involved with that code for quite a while. So, Norman, you will fall in love with your friends if you cover the whole IPL. I know. I do. I'm waiting for Tawatia, Anjul Ingler. He's another player, correct? Or is that Tawatia? Is that a place? Or is that?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's bad. Okay, I was just checking. Official side. Then they won't be winning. Who's that? Won't be winning the title. Who's this?
Who is this?
Who are you saying? Are you telling official side that? Okay, me too. Waiting for two. Okay, it's Tawatia. All right. Norman, you will fall. Okay, Rashad, you keep saying I will fall. Okay, fine. So watch out. Yeah, exactly. Watch out for Pant in this IPL. Ashish Q or O. I agree with you. Rishabh Pant, as per Inzamam Al Haq, is the next. He is the best thing. I'm going to make a bold prediction. Even in fact, Saurav Ganguly said the same thing. Rishabh Pant will be the leader of this team for 10 years. Quite likely.
Fearlessly.
He could well be like Dhoni was, but different to Dhoni. He will be a captain of great note. I think he will actually usurp the likes of Virat Kohli in the short format. Long format, we'll see. He could well do it there as well. He is such a well-loved player. And yet again, he performed particularly well in the third ODI, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, my God. He was the man behind the win at Gava. I mean, that's where he can consider as his home ground, but it's not, because that's where he came and become a star, and then he's carried forward throughout this even England tour of India. It
was the most impressive performance, but again and again, it's about winning matches. You could be a legend of any team, but if you don't win matches, your legendary status is a little bit tarnished. And I know we've referred to Sachin Tendulkar there, which sounds horrible, but really, the Viv Richards of the world, the Garfield Sobers, the Ian Bothams, and now the Rishabh Punts are people that continue to perform at their best when it counts the most.
Exactly.
So, I mean, even Glenn Maxwell was in that mode early on in his career. He had moments where he appeared to do that, but I'm afraid he hasn't quite reached that height. He may still do it, but I don't know. So, all right, let's go for questions. Aya is an excellent captain, Music Harmony, led DC to the finals for the very first time. I actually don't think that just because he's injured, whether he will be around the team unit, he will have a great effect. They've got other players. They've got Steve Smith in the works as well, Rahane as well. Norman, Insamam says Rishu Pundit to pants. Okay. I actually do know Insamam Al Haq. I've met him, of all places, I met him in India, in Amritsar. I think it was one of the hotels. I can't remember the name of the hotel now. And we had a great time. He was working closely with Harbhajan Singh. Inzamam Al Haq deserves everybody's respect, whether you're Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan. He is a monumental person, an incredible inspirational man. He has a fantastic YouTube site too, by the way. I think he speaks in his native tongue of Urdu, but he's someone to behold. He can speak Hindi very well as well. He's a tremendous guy. I'm very impressed with him.
Hindi came from Urdu. That's
Oh, Hindi came from Urdu. So really, people who speak Urdu should be able to speak Hindi. Is that the word?
Yeah.
In most cases.
I'm going to check on them. Let's see, where are they?
Where
are fam?
Who?
Pretty Adam.
Well, was pretty just a minute ago. So Pretty's actually, she just told me she's in bed, so I don't think we're going to be seeing her.
Oh.
Well, it is something like 4 a.m, so I'm not exactly shocked that she's not coming. Okay. Officials, there's some conversations going within conversations. Norman and partner, please tell me your favourite batsman and bowlers. You're talking about the IPL or generally? We'll go general. Who are your favourite batters?
Mine. Are we talking IPL or not? Or just generally?
Generally.
Well, it used to be Sarwangi, but that's gone. Now,
why?
Obviously, well, he's not playing though. He can't.
Okay.
Virat Kohli, obviously, but I think Rishabh Pant would be the next Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli. I would say. And
so let me get that right. Virat Kohli. It was Sourav Ganguly.
Yeah.
And also Tendulkar. Okay. All right. Bowlers.
And Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant.
Heading that way.
Okay.
Bowlers, I would say my cousin.
Oh my God, Navdeep Saini. Why? Because of his name?
No, I just said that as a joke.
Okay, it's a joke. Right, okay. Yeah. Navdeep.
I think obviously Ashwin, he's got more years to give, so definitely want him to play a little bit longer. He might, hopefully, doesn't soon retire. Bumrah is really good. And
who's got married?
So what? He's still my favorite bowler.
Oh, he'll be busy having some marital bliss for a while.
That's correct. What about you, Norman?
Okay.
Not married one.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sorry. So in terms of batters, now are we talking specifically about India? Because you only brought up Indian batsmen.
Well, I thought the Indian fans out there.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I have to always say Sir Vivian Richards. Mervyn would want me to say that too. Vivian Richards is still my favourite. You look at if anyone hasn't seen him live, look at a video of him play, and you'll be astounded at the ability without any protection whatsoever. Amazing player. Obviously, I'm old enough to remember a guy like Sir Donald Bradman. Music Harmony's knocking your Navdeep Saini, saying he's lost his touch since that.
He'll come back.
He'll come back.
Sainis are fighters.
Why is RCB not winning? Good question, Gozawak Singh. I don't know. You tell us, and we'll both know. They should have. They've got the players. They have the De Villiers. They have the Kohlis. They've got all the players they could ever need. But you know what? Having a team of champions doesn't make you a champion team. So it's the logo. It's the idea of it. Having a team of champions does not give you a champion team. Let's be honest. So again, back to my batters. I've mentioned obviously Sir Viv Richards and the like, but I mean in the Indians camp, I'm really impressed with Shubman Gill. I still think he could be a future champion. So Ashish Q is saying that young guns to watch the IPL. Let me have a look.
All right, it stopped raining, Norman. I'm going to walk back. Good to catch up.
Good. Oh, nice to see you again.
Good to see you guys. I'm going to walk back home and stop raining.
All right, she's ready to go. Say goodbye to Paz. She was on here.
evening run. See ya.
So bye-bye.
Bye.
You're not coming back?
Well, I'll do 2 laps.
Okay. She's doing 2 laps. She'll be back. She's back. All right. Okay. All right. So, young guns, Josh Philippe, Richaraj Gaikwad. Then you got Padikal, of course, Padikal, Meredith, Riley Smith, and Jamieson. Well, really, in my opinion, the one to watch out for is Jamieson. He's someone that I would argue that an amazing New Zealand bowler and will be the one that really will show his wares. Meredith, still pretty raw, relatively fast, but still raw. Josh Philippe, yeah, wait and see. I'm not. He had good and bad in the recent history, so we'll wait and see. But Gaikwad, Padikal, both sensational. Padikal has been batting so well already in the domestic leagues in India and is likely to really force his way through on the IPL. And who knows, he might be a part of the World Cup squad after all. So we'll wait and see how he goes. Norman, your favourite IPL team, I've talked about it already, Prakash Pandey, is still the Kolkata Knight Riders. I do have a soft spot for Chennai Super Kings. I do really appreciate Mumbai Indians, but I think out of those 3 teams, they won't be the winners of this year's IPL 2021. It'll in fact be yet again, or not yet again, but will be Delhi Capitals. Delhi Capitals, to me, have the right balance of side. Even though they've lost Shreyas Iyer, they still have a very good balance of side. They'll miss Shreyas Iyer, but I think they're still good enough to actually win this, and we'll see how they go. They went very, very close last series, and I believe they'll go even more closer this time and actually win it. Okay. Will Smith play for DC? Of course, he's playing as far as I'm aware. Smith is actually part of the Delhi Capitals makeup. Who are your favourite all-time fast bowlers? Now, if you need to ask that question, you've got a problem. Because by far my favourite is my good mate, Jeff Thompson. Jeff Thompson's bowling was astounding. The speed, the accuracy, the sheer fear factor that he created. Any bowler would say the fastest, and he was a deadly accurate bowler, and he bowled an incredible short ball. Would have to be him, and in conjunction with Dennis Lee, they were a great pairing. Your Shane Warnes and your Glenn McGraths were a great pairing. You then look at James Anderson. You can't take them away from with James Anderson, Stuart Broad currently. But then you got Frank Tyson many moons ago. I had a soft spot for Zahir Khan. I thought he was a great bowler as well, and I liked the short form version of Lasith Malinga as well. So they're my bowlers that I would pick. And then they're more pace bowlers. Spinners, I think I mentioned Warne. I mean, certainly you can't get past Ashwin currently. He's just fantastic. Really fantastic. And his form, he's got a long way to go. Norman, okay, let's have a look at what was that question? Okay. I've got a lot of people talking through. I think even Sunrise is a good team with Bouvier and Enriques, back. And last year, even Bairstow was not there. So that's Sacred Pickle. I think they're okay, but I don't think they're going to win. I really don't. I think it's going to be the Delhi Capitals. I'll keep saying that. I was having a sister. Oh, I can't read that. Having a sister, beg your pardon. Norman, I was having a sister. She literally looks the same as a partner. There you go. But a partner, of course, is Indian. She has a Delhi background. Her father is the Deputy Minister of Communications in India, by the way, and she's a magnificent girl studying here in Australia. She's been involved with me in the series all the way along from November. She first did this talks with me with Extra Time, then did a lot of work with ABP News, also with Sports Tack. And now she's got her own channel called Cricket Conversations with Aparna Saini and is doing exceptionally well. And I think she's got about close to 2,940 followers or subscribers and is very close to being, able to fly, so to speak. She's doing very, very well. So she'll be back shortly. I think even, okay, all right. So please take my question. What do you think about Pujara joining the CSK? Well, he is, but I think he'll be spending more time, I believe, in the county circuit. So his CSK time, I don't think he'll get many games, to be honest. He may play 1 or 2, but he won't be prominent. And that's not because he's not a good player. He's a very good player. But his pace, his strike rate's not fantastic. doesn't mean he's not a good player. And he is bound for the county circuit in England, and that will be a great forte for him. So he'll be well prepared for both the June 18th. Well, if he may not have much time, but he may be there before the June 18th World Test Championship, which will be extremely important, that match, and will play post there as well. So he'll be a very significant player. And joining the CSK, I applaud that. We don't normally have the slower batsmen. Let's have the true Test batsmen playing in the IPL, but we probably should have more of the true Test batsmen too, because they can often provide the backbone. Darwin Milan, for example, is probably more in the traditional form of a Test batter playing the short version of the game, and certainly does very well. But I would argue that he he'll play a role. I'm not offhand aware of who Milan's with in the IPL, but we'll find that out. Okay, Gaurav, Patel comes calmly something. Okay, music calming. I'm not sure where that comment's coming from. Okay, let's just go back a step now. We've talked a bit about the IPL. I saw maintain Delhi Capitals will be the winner. Mumbai Indians will certainly be up there, but they can't have it all their own way. Luck has to go against them at some stage. It's rare that any team in any sport wins the flag 3 years in a row. If they do, it'll be a monumental effort. But we'll see whether they've got Pandya. Of course, they've got obviously Rohit Sharma in that team. Is quite an incredible team, but doesn't necessarily translate to a certain victory. Again, I'm looking for balance in the team and drive and hunger. And I think the hunger will come out of the Delhi Capitals more than a Mumbai Indians. That's my thoughts. So back to the ODI series. As you know, it went down to the wire. It was 1-1 with the third ODI. A slender, precariously close victory between India and England. Wasn't Sam Curran magnificent? It was 95 not out. We had a long chat this morning, some 2.5 hours. We had David Graveney, who took Sam Curran under his wing from a very young age, and his brother Tom, and obviously the likes of Monty, and they all know Sam very, very well. And he was actually a batting all-rounder first, not a bowling all-rounder or a bowler. He was known for his batting. So he showed in this match today how good he can bat. And it was an incredible position that they were really in a no-win position, and he brought them away from that spot into a position where they almost won, which is, it would have been a Ben Stokes style performance how they won. And he said England got a lot of firepower. They're going to be a real threat in the T20 series or the T20 World Cup, and the subsequent, beyond that point, there'll be the World Cup of the ODI. England are certainly either 1 or 2 in both formats. India are certainly at the moment probably more 1 than 2 on both formats. They're the 2 teams to watch out for. Of course, in the T20 series, a Pakistan West Indies could come out of the woodwork and win. One thing for sure, in my opinion, Australia are far removed from those top 2 positions now. They would be really lucky to be in the top 4 in terms of form. The lack of play this year, they haven't played towards South Africa. They've had a thwarted domestic season, performed pretty poorly. New South Wales, the flagship stateside, were out for very low scores. It's not leaving much of a good position for Australia. They'll be competitive, yes, but they won't be the top 2. England and India are certainly in those positions as we speak. Yeah, the light's not bright. I appreciate that, guys, but you can see me. So there we are. I'm here. Why so much darkness? Everybody's asking that. It's just the way it is. But you can see me, guys. You know what it looked like. You don't need to see me perfectly well. You're more interested in what we talk about, and that's very important. We were meant to have Adam Hollyoake and Mervyn Richards on today. They couldn't make it. At least they haven't come so far. And the hours where she is well. We've had a partner. Partner has been here, so she'll be back a bit later. Sam Curran was much better than some of the players in the Test series. I'd have to agree. You'd now begin to scratch your head why Sam Curran can't play all formats. So, Arjun Ahir, I'm taking your name. You haven't written anything else, but Arjun Ahir. And where's our members? There's members here somewhere. So look where they are. Birama, we've talked about that already. So what's your take on Butler as captain for England and his performance? Quite frankly, he played particularly well. They didn't win the toss again, which is unfortunate. They seem to have the same tactic about the way they played the match. But I think Butler He's a very cool, calm head. He would have learnt a lot from being under Owen Morgan and also Joe Root. He seems to have a very good grasp on the game. He's certainly humble in his captaincy, and I think he's a great batter and will lead from the front as well. So I think he's a 7 out of 10, in my opinion, Barham. So, all right, let's have a look further down. Oh, I didn't know Harmony. Okay, right. There's some guys going. There's some questions. Mr. 6 out. Music Harmony's getting very sarcastic. He's leading the chat line there with all his commentary. Music Harmony, ask me a question. Stop asking everybody else or making comment with everybody else. Send a question my way because you normally have very good questions. Music Harmony is on my LinkedIn page. We often have chats on there as well. Very astute gentleman with cricket. So when are you doing the full series review, Norman? Well, it's begun today. I prefer to have done it with Adam Hollyoak and Mervyn Richards, but we'll do that next few days. In fact, tomorrow we've got another broadcast which is very IPL specific, and I'll repeat, Wednesday morning. I know it's a strange time. You may not be able to tune in live if you're asleep. It'll be 1:45 a.m. in India, and it will be some 7:15 my time in the morning. The reason why it's such a strange time, we're trying to provide you with a backdrop of Australia on the Gold Coast, and I'll be in Sydney. We'll both be at beach locations. We'll have a virtual dawn rise. We'll see some magnificent background and take you on a true feeling of Australia. And these people that are joining me are fans. They've been on already on one show, both Pat and Sam Carter, and Pat is on the show with Sam Carter and Paul Carter. We're calling ourselves an awesome foursome. They are incredibly astute cricket aficionados. They love their sport. Very big fans of Kohli. They predicted most of Kohli's results in the series, and we tend to forget the performance of Virat Kohli yet again in the series. How many runs did he score in the last match? He scored 7, but the previous match he scored 66. He's been consistently scoring runs. He is the highest the highest T20 batsman in terms of runs scored in the world. He's also fast approaching number one in ODI, only the likes of 10, about 3 or 4 in front of him. But through his age, he will go very close to reaching number one there. So number one in T20, number one in ODI, and in Test cricket, also on his way up. Certainly going to be in the top 15, 20 bats before too long, and who knows how high he will actually go. I can't wait to see Virat Kohli's batters. We mustn't forget Virat Kohli. There's been a lot of talk about his captaincy throughout the ODI, T20 and Test series. I wasn't impressed with the way he reacted to one of the drop catches in the last ODI. I think he shouldn't be that animated. It's a negative vibe. His captaincy generally has been good. I don't know whether he's going to be in that short form version as captain forever. He may relinquish that. I think he'll keep the Test captaincy, but I think there is a need to start to transition players in those roles. Now, the vice captain of India generally is Rohit Sharma. You've got also Rahane in the Test format, Rishabh Pant in the wings. You've got a number of players that are knocking on the door of captaincy through vice captaincy roles. Also, Shubman Gill, depending on whether he lasts in that position, will probably be very close to it as well. Just one question from Stephen. Just one question. Can RCB win this time? Well, the Royal Challenge Bangalore, again, I keep saying, I've said it earlier, they've got the squad, the caliber, the arsenal of players to win. But unfortunately, they just seem to continuously not perform as a team. They perform as individual champions and not as a team of champions. And that's the crucial difference. And I think that's still the case. Of course, Delhi Capitals has a bit of fusion to the team. Mumbai Indians has proven to be the best. We know that 1-2 years in a row, but I don't know whether they'll win 3. So again, I come back to Delhi Capitals. I'd hope Kolkata Knight Riders. I'd hope Chennai Super Kings. I mean, Mumbai Indians will be up there again, and it could well be that RCB also have an upper position in the ladder. When are we doing the When are we doing the fantasy league discussions? Fantasy contests. Okay. Now, We talked about that in Music Harmony. You were involved with that as well, trying to find the vehicle for the fantasy league. We had difficulty getting that platform up in all countries. We may still do that. We might have to do a manual system, which will be a lot harder. But I know that's Chris Vernon's baby. Chris is going to be our fantasy league, and he'll have to do that. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow night with Chris. Let's Music Harmony bring them up tomorrow night, and we'll get a hold of Chris, and we'll get that nailed down immediately, because we have to do that pretty quickly, because we can't afford to wasting time with that. So yes, good point, Music Harmony. And I hope you're listening, Chris Vernon. He may not be. Chris was actually playing golf today. He's playing golf all day. So he's playing golf all day. And he had a day off. We can't do it every day. I'm the only one doing it every day because it's my channel. I have to do it. Okay, so Anjul Ingle, rated first of all, being selfish and moreover making runs. Okay, I'm not sure what we're talking about. Norma, should the Champions Trophy in Premier League be restarted? Yes, absolutely. Official signing is yes. Neesham is with Mumbai Indians this year. It's funny how he's with the Mumbai Indians, but he's not. I'm not sure whether he's with the World Test Championship team. I'm not sure where Neesham is. He's not as prominent in the New Zealand team as he should be, quite frankly. How long are we on there for? Okay. Gaurav Patel, Rohit, Lynn, Surya, Christian, Hardik, Pollard, Krunal, Neesham, Chahar, Bolt, Bumrah. This is the side, isn't it? My God, it's one hell of a side. What do you think of this 11? Well, that's quite an outstanding 11, certainly. So, unfortunately, Neesham didn't get many chances last year in the Punjab Kings. Well, it probably will be needed this year, because I think they're a bit thin on the Punjab Kings, from what I can see. They're not doing that well. So really, it's pretty poor effort on their team selections. The Bangladesh-New Zealand series was boring, very one-sided matches. Yes, Bangladesh, I don't know what's going wrong with Bangladesh. They've got such an incredible depth in their youth stocks. They've got great great schooling. They have an amazing school system and a way that they handle that. BKSB is the organisation. They have literally schooling in cricket. BKSP, magnificent girls come through there and play from that school, and boys and men. A lot of great players have come from there. They've got a great system. They should have a tremendous side. Cricket in Bangladesh is enormous, and I'm so disappointed they're not coming across the line at the top level. They seem to lose their direction, and someone like New Zealand does the job on them. Stephen Nels, okay, who is your first choice opening pair for the T20 World Cup? For India? For India. Okay. I think I've made pretty clear that I want to see Kohli bat with Sharma, especially towards the back end of the World Cup. They may have others. Darwan was a bit neither here nor there, but you've got Ishan Kishan. He's also one that's up there, and the likes of Kumar, I think, as well, is another one. So the fact is that I still want to see Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, the way they did in the fifth T20 match against England. They carved them up. They set an incredible platform. That's where Rohit Sharma should be, and that's where Kohli should be. They're dynamite. You may not play them there in every game of the series, but that's where they should be at the end of the series, especially. Okay, so England deserved to win 3-0. What? In the ODIs? No way. I'm not sure where you get that from. They deserve to be very close. They went very close. They played very admirably, but no, India were the better side, proven by the scoreline. Even if they lost the toss or won the toss, but they did against what they should be doing, they still couldn't handle it. Okay. All right, guys, we've reached 48 minutes here. I need more questions from you. I want to get more questions from you. Otherwise, we'll be finishing up for the day. Because actually, I think I heard a knock. Is that Aparna back here? Aparna, you here? She's not here. I must have been hearing things. All right. So, Music Harmony and Behram Irani, ask your questions or forever keep your silence. ODIs and series were very evenly poised. Exactly. They were evenly poised. But India came out the winner. India performed well when it counted the most. India are the number one side in all formats. I've got no doubt about that, whether it's played at home or not. They proved in Australia they could win the T20 series and the Test series. and they would probably do it. Well, we're going to see how they are in the World Test Championships when they get to England. You would think New Zealand are the one to win that, but New Zealand seem to choke in those big matches, so I would argue that India yet again will win that as well. Virat and Rohit are followed by Ishan Kishan. Yeah, that's a fair opening partnership official side. And Sky's going to be in there too, Music Harmony. He must be a lover of Sky. You talk about him a lot. All right, guys. We've gone 50 minutes now. I think that's long enough to have got our thoughts out there. This was a regular 5 p.m. IST time slot. I'm very happy with you all being online. You're my lifeblood. I love talking to you guys. And my prediction on the Pakistani-South African series. Okay, well, quite frankly, Pakistan are playing extremely well. South Africa have got some real issues. South Africa and Australia are struggling. Pakistan's on the up. Sri Lanka's middleish. Bangladesh is middleish to low. But then you got England, India, and they're the leading standouts. And the West Indies are certainly doing quite admirably as well. They did put it very well against Sri Lanka. Okay, all right, guys. We might end the night show there. Norman should challenge Chris Vernon for a super over match. I'd love to. My wobblers, my lovely wobbler bowls, he wouldn't know how to handle those. All right, guys. It's going to be goodbye from Norman Kochnick here from Eyes on Cricket. I've got a website too under tripforlifetimetours.com, which has a link to Eyes on Cricket there. I'll be putting articles there in the future, and we'll be showing some live videos there as well. But of course, you've got the YouTube channel. South Africa is struggling. Australia, I don't know. Well, I do. They're both distinctly struggling. They will be finding very, very, very hard over the next few years to go. Anyway, okay. Unless he drops off drastically in the IPL, I'm not sure what we're referring to, but the reality is that the IPL is going to be very exciting. So our next episodes will have a lot of an IPL feel. So I'm returning to the other formats to talk about, obviously, the World Test Championship as well. So, all right, guys, this is Norman Kochnick from Eyes on Cricket. Don't forget to view, like, and share the posts and subscribe. Now, there are 33,000 people that viewed this morning. I have some 12,000 subscribers. So even at the very most, everybody was viewing. We still have 20,000 that haven't subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. Costs you nothing. Membership certainly does, but that's where you get additional aspects. So happy Holi as well. It's Holi today. I think it is today, or it's a carryover from yesterday. Happy Holi. I wish I could do that. In fact, the panel should have smacked me with colours. That would have been nice of her to do that. All right, guys. Take care. We'll speak to each other very soon again. In fact, tomorrow. And don't forget, Wednesday morning I know it's extremely early, but it's worth waking up for. 1:45 a.m. Set your watches in IST, which is in India. It's 7:15 a.m. my time. We're going to have a live coverage from places like the Gold Coast and Coogee and the beaches. Hopefully the weather's better than today. All right, guys. This is Norman Kochnick from Eyes on Cricket signing off. Take care.